EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us in a very rainy Kansas City, Missouri at venerable GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup. We are all set to go as it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Play action. Now it's Tua. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. When you look at this defense, they come into this one way down at number 23 against the run of the NFL.
And when people talk about facing a challenge, they are certainly getting one in this ball game because they're facing the #1 rushing unit in the NFL, which means it's going to be a contest they've got to be prepared for from the first snap.
That's complete to Tony. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. This defense for the Dolphins, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. Step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
Just a yard on the run there. That's going to bring us to a 4th down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Fourth down, so Kansas City sends out Tommy Townsend. Back deep, Rashid Shaheed. And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. That's taken it around the 40. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. And it'll be Dolphin football.
At their own 45-yard line.
Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at the 45. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
2nd and 10. To throw is Prescott. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
But so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing, Prescott. That is incomplete.
The 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. 3rd down defense, something we got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. Fielded at the 20. 12 yards on the return that time. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be, because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. 2 and out, running right on the option. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Nice pickup, 10 yards and a first down on the keeper. The Chiefs at 500 now, 4-4 on the year. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They get the whole crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 25 yards to pick up there, and also a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 32-yard line. This is caught. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Chiefs will jump on top of the game's first score here this afternoon. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. 3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here because, to me, this ship...
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 77 yards. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. And he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And hang on here, we got an injured player, and that is QB Tua Tagovailoa, who's in need of some assistance. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. Out of the gun, it's White. Gonna look deep here for Pacheco. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. A big play there for KC. 44 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook.
Looking for Kelsey there, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. Well, he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Well, that's what you get, apparently, when you try to take on a Pro Bowl cornerback. I mean, what a play there to make the interception and also bring it back for 6.
And he is so good that we've seen teams absolutely stay away from throwing the ball at him. Here, he's just reading the quarterback's eyes the entire way, makes a great play on the football, and turns it into 6.
Hill going to go in motion right. Following the interception, here's Prescott. And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. And they turn the pick-6 into a pick-8 with that 2-point conversion.
I love how you upsell. That is outstanding right there. What a big-time play. Big switch in how this game was going, and then they capitalized a little bit on top.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end. And all deep in his own territory. Coughs up the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Prescott. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Quick throw there is incomplete.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Prescott to throw it. This is caught. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal. Looking to throw. Prescott. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Dolphins' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. This time, the extra point up and good. And it's now 21-7. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Again, it's Pacheco. And no luck at all to start this drive as they're going to drop him behind the line for a 2nd straight play.
Behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 1 on the play makes it 3rd and 17.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Brandon Jones picking it off. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Prescott. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
18-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they are right at the 500 mark on the year and got there with a victory a week ago.
And I think right now I put myself in the shoes of the head coach and say, all right, time to reset a little bit. And I don't give my team a win one for the Gipper speech, but I do say, look, we haven't played our best football yet, but we are at 500 and we're still in it. Let's try and string a few of these victories together, and we're capable of doing.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Dolphins touchdown. So now 2 pick-6s that he's thrown in this first half of play. Where do you go from here?
Well, number one, make sure you keep your poise. Make sure you go to the sideline after throwing this second one, and you look like you're still in charge, that you're still the guy, because your team's going to feed off of you. And if you're having your hands on your head or shaking your head, walking with your head down, guess what? They're not going to rally at all.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Emmanuel Ogbah that time, able to drop him for a loss.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him.
Here we go, shot.
They need 18 yards here on third down. Here's White. Under pressure, they got him again. Emmanuel Ogbah drops him again for the second straight play, and it brings up fourth down. Here's Tommy Townsend now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Oh, fighting off the defender. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10.
At the 48-yard line.
Here we go. Go to 54, go to 54, wide.
A-Chain on 1st and 10. Taking it right down Broadway. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Devon A-Chain, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the route is on here in this first half. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped it to 14.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
White's throw here complete to Kelsey. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll bring up 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Let's go.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Off play action, here's White. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
White. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Because his primary job is defending against the pass, you don't often see a cornerback making tackles in the backfield. But he's playing run all the way here.
Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it. They'll try and throw for it here. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So they take a big chance here in their own territory, and you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room?
Yeah.
Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter. I mean, what's going on here?
Touchdown! Dak Prescott now 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And the Dolphins have taken a 6-touchdown lead. So that pretty conclusively, I might add, shows you the perils of going for it and not making it on 4th down. One play, touchdown.
Yeah, and I've got to put this on the man in charge, the head coach. He made the decision to go for it. To me, when punting was the only decision to make, and it backfired on him in a big way.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And able to get this out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
On 1st down, it's White. And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10. Pacheco gets it up the gut. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. So that run play nullified by the holding call on the tight end.
Yeah, I just think he needs to get off the ball a lot quicker and get into the block a little bit more effectively. Then he doesn't have to reach and grab and try and hold on.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Bravo 80. 60 vices, 60 vices. Go!
Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Chief linemen might have moved. The false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on 2nd down. Now White. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Let's go now.
2nd down and 6 now. From the shotgun, here's White. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw at all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense a credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
And some space here. 20. And just shutting him off there. And they will finally haul him down at the Dolphins 5. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll run here with Pacheco. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. To throw, White. And it's caught. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. 3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. Here's Pacheco. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Just a gain of a yard in what all likelihood will be the final play of the first half. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Dolphins 49, Chiefs 7.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
On the return, the Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
They'll swing this out wide. Here's H.A. And some room to maneuver. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. The partner is still in the 3rd quarter, but they've got this one well in hand and still airing it out with gusto and picking up some nice gains.
And even in lopsided games like this, you don't really see starters get lifted or the foot come off the gas before the 4th quarter. No one wants to leave any doubt when they're playing well. They just want to continue the process.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory as they're down to the 29-yard line. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. A tale of 2 extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to...
Touchdown, Dolphins! Brandon Cooks, 30 yards. And the Dolphins have got it on cruise control. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they've built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Jake Bailey set to kick off.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
Over 1st and 10.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And they'll begin by running the option. Across midfield. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. So this play, until recently, only something you probably expect to see in a college game, but running quarterbacks are certainly in vogue, and this turned into a big play.
And you and I both know that for a long time, coaches worried about their quarterbacks taking too much punishment, running plays like this, and they still worry about it. But when you can break up big chunks of yardage like that, it's worth the risk. Plus,
and in for the Chiefs touchdown. Kadarius Toney, 39 yards. And the Chiefs are able to at least get one score back. Extra point by Butker is on target. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Still well in control of this ball game, despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. Prescott, incomplete.
that certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
On second down, Prescott again. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first two throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
On third down, it's Prescott. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Bennett now on second down. Looking for Pickens. He's got him on the out route. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. They'll set up to run the quarterback draw. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. And the offense moving quickly to the line. On 1st and 10, Bennett. And that'll be caught by Toney. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
A run by Pacheco on 2nd down. And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Bennett looking to throw. against him, and it's incomplete.
Well, that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
Yeah, and on third down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. Now this is going to be a quarterback draw. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Stetson Bennett, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Chiefs are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag. And that flag accepted. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. They set up the screen to A-Chain. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Prescott now. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And the Chiefs are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. 1st and 10, here's Bennett. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. And quickly, they get to the line. 2nd down throw coming from Bennett. Slant route, that's complete to Travis Kelce. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play. We're back now in KC. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now they'll try and set up the quarterback draw here. 5 yards that time, taking it himself, and he has enough for the 1st. Bennett now to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
70 Lions.
They run it with Pacheco from the gun. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 101 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. And this is caught. Touchdown! Isaiah Pacheco with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chiefs get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Extra point by Butker is on target. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Dolphins are going to recover. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though,
and this is caught. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great effort there. 39 yards. And the Dolphins start to open this lead even wider here in the 4th. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. They'll start the drive here with Pacheco. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Now a 2nd and 10. Off play action. Here's Bennett. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
On 3rd down, they're going to go with the option. There's a nice move. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. 1st down. Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh, my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. On 3rd down, it's Pacheco. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. Throwing on 1st down, Bennett. And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly the 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And it's a fumble. We always hear a lot of veterans on the defensive side of the football. They talk about smelling blood in the water, putting pressure on a rookie. They got to him there to force it free, but couldn't recover it.
And you mentioned the pressure. Rookie quarterback, you're going to bring more pressure at him at all times because you don't know how he's going to hold up. He was fortunate there. Luck was on his side, able to recover that fumble.
On 3rd down, here's Gibson. Gibson gets hit, and he fumbles it. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Looking to throw. Prescott. Gets this one to Hill. And some room to work. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards. A first down throw for Prescott. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
And that's one of the few things that has not gone right for this offense so far. They've had their share of big plays. That was nearly another. But somehow, he just couldn't squeeze it.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 60 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 46. Again, it's A.J. Jalen Watson dropped him defensively. And they're going to speed things up here.
Gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 41-yard line.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott. We are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. This one incomplete and over everybody. Looked like a clear throwaway, but the officials, they're going to say there's a receiver over there in the area, so no flags, and it's 3rd down. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
47. Going to 53. Hey, kill.
Here's Prescott. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And he will have a Dolphins first down, and that was something else. A big pickup on 4th and long to give them a new set of downs. They have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start, and pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the 4th quarter.
And that they have in every way. And plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Well, Prescott here to throw. Shakes off the sack. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Prescott to throw it. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind?
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Kelvin Joseph. And they finally put an end to this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37.
They'll take over first down 10 at the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Here we go, 46.
Throwing here, Prescott. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this will be caught. Well, forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown. Well,